Hey, thanks for joining. Today we're going to go through pulling the fairings on a 2007 CBR 1000. To remove the lower fairings, you've got a bolt here, a bolt here, a bolt here. Down on the bottom of the bike, you've got some quick screws here, here, and in the back. Over on the other side of the bike, you've also got a bolt here, a bolt here, and a bolt here. And actually, I missed it on the other side. For the lower fairing, you're going to have to pull this bolt as well. There should be two quick screws right here. One of them is missing on this bike. So this is just a Phillips screw. Apparently this one just kind of screws out. So the next bolts that I want to take out are the two front ones. Then I'll move on to these. And now finally, I will take the last two out on both sides. I'm just going to get this back one close. That way it will still support the back of this for a moment. Now you should be able to come down and back with it. Now we'll move on to the mids. What I'm going to take off first is these inserts up here because they will fight me. And the insides, there's an inside cowl right here. Right up here in the front, these are two quick screws, one on either side. And pull it out. As that gets pushed in, it flares these out, and when you pull it back, it's able to squeeze together because of that little recess up in here. And right here, we have a 5mm Allen head, and the same on the other side. Just to get it out of the way, I'm going to remove the front fender. For the front fender on each side, we've got 3 Allen screws here, here, and here. And there's one 10mm retaining nut for the brake line on each side. Kind of squeeze the back in a little bit and pull it straight out through the forks. Now we're going to remove these quick screws right here. You're going to want to take these ones all the way out and then pull the push pin out. Or you can actually get it from the back side now that the lower is off. That seems to be a much easier way. Now this lower piece should unclip from the cowling on the inside here and come out. Just like that. Hey, I'd like to just jump in here. If you're enjoying this video, if it's helping you out, please like, and if you would, subscribe if you think you could use more of my videos. I would really appreciate it. Helps me out a lot. Up here at the front of the bike, there's 4 pins that'll lock the mid fairings in. You're actually going to push those in, just like that. And then you should be able to remove them. These ones will be very hard to see while I'm doing it, but there's also a quick screw here and here for the right side of the bike, and here for the left side of the bike. So I've got those other bolts out. Now I'm going to remove these inner cowlings. So they kind of fit in over the mid fairings and they'll clip in on the way down. Seeing how we already undid the bottom and that's really loose, those will kind of pull out. I don't know if this is stock or if this was an add-on for the frame sliders, but there is a spacer behind this one, so I want to make sure I don't lose that. I almost think it came with the frame sliders. Man, what you see here, I use these dividers. I'll just write down a piece of paper where these bolts are from and put it in there. So that's my mid-fairing section, I just toss it off in there. Now you should be able to just pull back and it'll disengage with the upper over here. Just like that. Now normally there'll be one connector for your signals up here. This thing has aftermarket signals. It looks like they got rid of the running light on it, so it's only signals. So we're just going to pop those apart. Again, normally it would only be one connector. Same thing over here. There's another spacer in this one. And now we're going to pull back off of the upper. And again, disconnect our wires. Now we can see if we can get these inners out. We might have to loosen this up or just give it a little pry. There we go. Now this one has electronics on it. This guy pulls straight out. I have to flex that rubber a little bit. I already pulled this one, that was a plastic clip. So I pinched those together and pulled that. I took this line off. I think I'm going to pull these two screws to get those hanging there. Seeing how that's now staying with the bike, I'm just going to plug this one back in. This one really seems to want to fight me here. There it is. I'm also going to disconnect this harness, just so I can kind of pull this stuff out of my way. Alright, so that is fairing removal. If we wanted to do the upper, we would end up pulling out. So if you just wanted to get the whole front off of the bike, I believe you can pull these two bolts. And I think that's pretty much the only thing connecting us at that point, short of this aftermarket speedo healer that is up there. Check out the next video in this series on how to install the fairings, right here.